Welcome to episode 56 of a weekly gaming news show. Today is July 9th, 2017. As always, I'm here with Trenell.
What's going on, everybody? Oh man, another Sunday, which means it's another week of gaming news that we want to discuss with you guys. Before we get everything started, we want to get into the weekly icebreaker, and if you're unfamiliar with that, it's just a question that we like to ask to kind of get the creative flows going and get us thinking about video games in a creative sense. So today we want to ask the question, what gaming genres do you dislike? Now, because I believe that we've already done the ones that we like. As for me, I'm into like arcadey type sports and platformers and third-person shooters. Which kind of genres do you like, though?
I'm with the bro crew. I like my first-person shooters. I like my sports. I like action adventures. I do like MMOs.
Dude bros.
Yeah, dude bros. That's me. I like my MMOs. I like RPGs. JRPGs are nice too. I like pretty much most stuff.
Okay.
There's a game in pretty much every genre that I can get into.
Okay. All right. So let's jump into the icebreaker. Which ones do you dislike? I'll let you go first.
The one I dislike the most are probably MOBAs. I just can't deal with them. I don't. The problem is you have to have a good team, and to have a good team, you have to play a lot. And there's that. And if you play a lot, it's weird. So for you to get a good team, you have to prove that you play a lot. But to play a lot and get good, you have to play with randoms. And when you play with randoms, they do not play the objectives most times. So you just wind up just getting wrecked. It's a frustrating experience, and I don't like MOBAs.
Yeah. I can say that I've never played a MOBA. I don't think that I've ever even touched one. So I can't say whether or not I like or dislike it. It doesn't seem like something I would like to play. But as far as genres that I have played that I dislike, I would have to go with MMOs. A lot of MMOs, especially like with an action RPG element to it, kind of like lure you in with like a lot of like high octane, like super like flashy graphics and animation or whatever as far as the fighting mechanics. But then when you get in, it's very shallow. And there's a lot of grinding to it,
right?
Which makes it, not fun after a while. And I'm all about repetitive gameplay. I'm a fan of the Gundam game where instead of like it's like the Warrior series. I don't know what it's called. I can't. It's like on the top of my head, but it's like waves of enemies, and you have to like take certain points or whatever. Dynasty Warriors. There we go.
Oh, the Dynasty. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm a fan of the Dynasty Warriors series. With the different franchises, not necessarily the main franchise, but I've played some of the spin-offs like the Gundam games. Right. I played the Legend of Zelda version. I haven't played the Berserk one, but there's another one coming out that I do want to try. The one based off of Fire Emblem. That looks like it's going to be pretty cool. But yeah, I'm all about repetitive gameplay, but that just the grind is what throws me off.
Yeah, the MMO grind can certainly be serious.
Yeah,
it can be serious, especially when you get into some of the more advanced ones, and when you start getting to higher levels where you want to get into like more to the in-game content. I mean, you got to gear up.
You have to gear up. You have to, prepare. You have to have a team that knows what they're doing. And, those raids can take you anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes.
To 4 to 6 hours.
4 to 6 hours. I haven't played. I haven't gotten into any that extensive. But
there's
I'm sure.
There's some of those MMOs that the raids literally take days, where they play for 4 to 6 hours one day for a week at a time to beat it. So I mean. There's a lot of work that goes into MMOs for sure.
Yeah, and it's just something that I've never really been able to stick with. That on top of just the amount of time that's required for you to stay involved.
Right, to keep up with the latest and greatest gear. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I fell off of what's it called?
Destiny,
yeah. Just because like I couldn't keep up with nobody. I could probably afford to play like maybe like once or twice a week, where people were playing for like 4 to 6 hours,
a day. It's nuts. Yep.
And twice on weekends. It was I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So yeah, the MMO genre, while sometimes it can definitely be enthralling. Like for some games, like some smaller games, like Dungeon Fighter Online, I played that for quite a long time just because I like the fighting system. Just after a while, it just gets to be a little monotonous and just requires a little too much time and effort. So that's why I kind of just like step away from MMOs for the most part. Okay. But yeah, that was our weekly icebreaker. If you have questions for us, if you would like us to answer a question during the weekly icebreaker segment, definitely let us know. You can hit us up on our social media. We are on Facebook and Twitter. You can also leave comments in the comment section on wherever you are consuming this media. And we want to go ahead and move on from the icebreaker into our next segment, which is the quick hits. And the quick hit segment is, a handful of smaller stories, not necessarily, big hitters in the industry in any shape, shape or form. But it is something that we want to talk to you guys about, and it could be interesting. So we're going to go ahead and start off with the first story. And Boogie, I know you're excited about this one. Go ahead and explain what's our first quick hit. What we got?
Well, I wouldn't quite say I'm excited, but I found it hilarious. And I trolled around like the PlayStation forums and the comments of this story. And what it is, if you haven't heard about it, I'm going to call it Trailergate. I'm sure somebody else has too. But basically what happened is Sony took the Anthem game footage that was showcased on the Xbox One X stage, and they basically posted on their YouTube site and Photoshopped their button controls over top of the Xbox Ones. You were able to see this
very badly, mind you.
Very badly. Yeah. There's a point in the video where there's a transition, and you can see the Xbox One labels come up, and then Sony's the PlayStation's button scheme shows up. And to be fair, this is not the first time that consoles, especially consoles, because most times the games are the same. It's not the first time consoles have swapped out trailer footage. What is significant about this is that it was the 4K content,
right?
That was basically being essentially ripped off, and there's questions as to whether the PlayStation Pro can deliver on par with what Xbox One X has, especially once it's revealed and you see the amount of power. The difference in power between the two, so right. That's questionable. I find it funny. They need not to hand off the Photoshop duties to an intern.
Because that was very, very bad. I mean, I don't know. It's weird. I mean, do they not have the footage of the game running on PS4 Pro hardware? Like, was that the case? It's like we don't know exactly why it is that they did this. It's just the fact that they did it and the fact that people found it. It just raises a lot of questions,
right?
Because there's a clear difference even by just looking at the specs. There's a clear difference in power between the Xbox One X that has yet to be released and the current PlayStation 4 Pro. There's a clear difference there. And we won't necessarily be able to see the actual comparisons until people get their hands on it.
Get their hands on it, right?
Get their hands on it. So this just raises the question: like, is it that much of a gap that in order to advertise 4K content, they have to seemingly rip off or
somebody else?
Yeah, rip off somebody else's footage. I mean, go ahead.
The question is, does it even matter? Because is it possible that it could be possible that it doesn't matter which system it's on? Because essentially, it's up to the software developer to take advantage of the specs of both hardware devices, right? So, if EA, I think this is BioWare, right? If they just do the lowest common denominator and they just go by, well, the PlayStation is our ceiling and we're just going to do it that way and port it over, which it doesn't look like it, but it's a possibility, they're going to basically run the same. So I don't know if it was Sony just wanted to make sure they got word out that Anthem, because Anthem is getting a lot of buzz.
They wanted to get the word out really good.
They wanted to get the word out that Anthem is also going to be on PlayStation because, I mean, it's getting a lot of buzz, but it was on Xbox. It was on this Microsoft stage.
It was on their stage, yeah. So that's what a lot of people are affiliating the game with.
Exactly.
Xbox hardware.
Right. So it may be just they want to cut into that buzz and say, hey, look, this game is also going to be on PlayStation. It will also be able to play on 4K if you have the PlayStation 4 Pro. And there's not going to be any difference. There's not going to be much difference, if any at all. But it's just sloppy. It's just done very sloppily.
Yeah, it's very, very sloppily. And I mean, this isn't even the first time that a commercial or a trailer has been presented to us not using that company's, said hardware. I mean, there's been plenty of instances where trailers and gameplay footage have been shown on the PC version.
Right.
But this just sets, sets a different kind of mindset in me. It's just that, wow, they really just like stole the Xbox footage and, played it off as their own.
As their own, yeah. That's problematic.
Yeah, that's where the problem lies, at least for me.
We won't know if it's really a big deal until the Xbox is released and then the game is released.
Right.
And somebody like Digital Foundry or somebody goes through it and does their normal comparison video.
Right. Yeah, the comparison videos. Oh right. God. Man, I thought there would be a time where we could just like not have that anymore, but
it's always going to be because and like I said, I trolled the forums and the PlayStation guys. It doesn't matter. It's going to be the same game, and
right. It'll play exactly the same. Yeah,
right. It just that makes me laugh because before the Xbox One specs were out. The One X, I keep saying the One X. Before the specs was out, while it was there, the word was like, Sony's always going to be more powerful. It doesn't matter. And now it's Sony has the games, which they do, but it's always like the downplay of any type of Sony misstep. Whereas if it were Microsoft, if it were Microsoft that done this, they
would have been blown up out of the water, man.
Yeah, they'd have been hanging by a bridge somewhere.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that seems to be what happens. I mean, because in this console generation, the Xbox is the clear underdog.
Right, they're by far the second place.
Oh well, I mean that's not including Nintendo.
Right.
Between the big two, what's it called? Xbox definitely has the most to gain, and can't really afford any more L's at this point.
Exactly.
So we'll see what happens. Stay tuned for more coverage on Trailergate. I thought this was a hilarious story, and I'm glad that we brought it up. But with that said, let's go ahead and move on to the next quick hit, and that is our favorite mobile game. Pokemon Go is back in the news. Oh man, aren't you happy, Boogie?
Well, yeah, whatever. So, this is the 1-year anniversary. Pokemon Go was unleashed on the world, and
to the masses.
Niantic released a bunch of numbers, and the numbers are impressive. So they've got 750 million downloads, $1.2 billion to date in revenue, over $1.2 in revenue generated, and 65 million monthly active users. And that's the number that is really impressive because if you think about it, the last announcement Sony had is that they shipped 60 million PlayStation 4s. They didn't sell that many. They shipped it. So there's either it's in somebody's home or it's in some store's warehouse. There's 60 million PlayStations out there, but yet every month 65 million unique people go and play Pokemon Go. I mean, that number is nothing. Is not what it was last year where they were talking about upwards of 150 million people, but 65 million people playing your game at least once a month. I mean, that's got to be impressive. You can't be.
Yeah, especially for a 1-year-old mobile game.
Right.
That isn't like Candy Crush or something like that.
Right. Exactly.
Like they really, really hit a mark on the mobile gaming scene. And while it has fallen off since its release, it seems that it's not going to die.
I mean, it was so high, it was to the moon, and now it's fallen off, but it's sitting in the stratosphere.
Yeah, it's still in outer space. It's still crazy.
Right, it's nuts. And I guess they have an event going on right now, the 1-year anniversary, that Pikachu in the Wild. If you capture Pikachu in the Wild, he'll be wearing Ash's hat from the Pokemon animated series.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So, yeah, they're still doing stuff. They had this big update. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago where they added the raids and some other stuff. So, I mean, it's still a popular game. When you say you got 65, the number of downloads doesn't matter. Even the money at this point, it is what it is because apparently like 900 million was made up until December. From the beginning of January to now is only about $300 million, but still. $300 million in 6 months is nothing to laugh. Is nothing to sneeze at either.
Yeah, definitely not. And And the thing is, they have so much more content that they can make available to people. I mean, they've only gone up to Generation 2.
Right.
You know, who's to say that, you know, they just won't bust out with Generation 3? And I mean, and it's still summertime. It's still hot outside. People are still outside walking. You know, I remember we talked about last year after, you know, the buzz was, you know, beginning to die down, that Americans had walked the most that they had ever walked ever. It was a lot. You know, this game is getting people outside, and it's getting people that you know, engaged, and, you know, getting people that want to play. And I have to, I mean, you know, it's pretty much common knowledge that one reason for the, you know, the downfall of it, well, not downfall, but like the reduce in active players, was because school started back up.
Yep. School started, and then it started getting cold outside.
Right. so now school's been out for a while now, and the kids are outside and they're playing, and the adults are outside and they're still playing. So Pokemon Go, it looks like it's still here. It's here to stay at this point. You know, in you know, even a year and we're still talking about it. It's still making news. Like, that doesn't happen a lot for mobile games.
For a mobile game, yeah. Yeah,
so this is definitely something special, and for all the Pokemon Go fanatics out there, you know, good on you. Good on you for staying engaged. I'm done. Me personally, I'm done. I mean, it was fun while it was there, but even then, I just didn't have the time to go out and, like, you know, go to places and explore and whatever. I just didn't have the time. Right. But when I did, oh man, I remember I went down into Old Town Alexandria. Oh my God, dude! Listen,
if you ever go downtown, walk around DC, there's like a Pokestop every 500 feet.
Oh my God, it's crazy.
All over the place. Yeah, Pokestops, and the Pokemon are nuts around there. So, yeah, I was down there. The last time I actually played in earnest, I was at the actual. I had to go renew a passport, and I went down to the office, and I wound up sitting there for like fucking 6 hours.
Oh man.
And so I got up and walked around a couple of times, went out to lunch, and dude, I must have caught like 150 Pokemon and like passed like 70 Pokestops. It was nuts. And then even in the waiting room, there were 3 Pokestops. If you walked around a waiting room in 3 different sections, so there were 3 Pokestops, and there was at least 2 other people playing in there because there were lures on the Pokestops. It was actually kind of cool, but that was the last time I've actually sat down and touched it. I mean, the only other time I used it is when Watch app came out. I used it for a little while.
Right.
That Watch app is a battery drain, so I screw that.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
So yeah, but yeah, good on them. You know?
Yeah, good on them for keeping people engaged, and we'll see. You know, whatever happens next, you know, we'll be here to talk about it. Yep. So let's go ahead and move on to the next quick hit. What we got?
Mike Ibarra. He got a tweet. It's a quick question. You know, they asked how far off are we from getting the ability to gift a new purchase for a friend, and he says not far. So I mean, there's nothing concrete, but basically what he's saying is game gifting is coming to Xbox. I mean, obviously right now you can give somebody a game as a gift, but you actually have to go out to the store or ship them a disc,
or like get a product code or something like that. Yeah.
But at this point, you'll be able to go to the Xbox store and buy a game and gift it to somebody right there. That's actually cool. That's never a bad thing. Easy to give Christmas gifts.
Right.
A way to get somebody to play a game that you want them to play.
Yeah.
You know, something that you're playing. They're like, yeah, I'm not going to pay for it. How about if I get it for you?
Yeah. There's no better way to get me to play a game you want me to play than to buy it for me. I'll play it. I'll play it right now.
Yep. I hear you, man. I hear you. But yeah,
this is something that's already been out on PC for quite some time. For ages, people have been able to gift games off of Steam. And like even like, you know, just buying the product codes off of like Amazon or something, you could just give that to somebody.
Right.
I feel like this is awesome, and it's just another way that the Xbox brand is trying to just, like, you know, and reinvent itself and like kind of like push itself out there as like of more similarity, more similar to the PC.
And what I see this as, I see this and a lot of the other stuff, not just this, but some of the other stuff they've taken as far as like backwards compatibility, the game, what do they call it now? The subscription service.
Yeah.
And all
Games Pass.
Yeah, Games Pass and the Play Anywhere and all that stuff. I think what they're trying to do, what I see, and even their Play Anywhere, where they set up the Play Anywhere, they were a little bit later on it, but they did set it up. It's just that they're just trying to make it easier for gamers to play their games, where they want to play them, how they want to play them, when they want to play them. So, yeah, I mean, if you make your system for the gamers, be it PC, Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, whatever, if you make it easy for gamers to use it, they're going to use it.
Yep, they're going to use it. And I don't know, I couldn't help but think about the E3 where Xbox and PlayStation were announced, and how they like made fun of Xbox because you couldn't like share games or whatever, or you couldn't couldn't like sell your used games or whatever, and how they came out with that ad. It seemed like at E3 they came out with that little like advertisement where it's like how to share games on PlayStation 4, and the guy just like handed him the disc, and it was like thanks, and I was just like
whatever.
I was so pissed at that, but it's like it's hard for me not to think about those kind of moments and then see what Xbox is doing right now and how far they've come in giving gamers way more options than we've ever had.
The way I'm looking at it is this is basically what they had been announcing. It's just that they announced it all at once, and people apparently they weren't ready for it. But as they've been rolling out piece by piece, slowly down the hill, people are more accepting of it.
Because I believe this was one of the initial, features. I feel like this was. Yeah,
they had it was tied in. Apparently, was tied in with the always connected internet connection thing.
Right.
And when they rolled that back, they rolled out a lot of the features that were associated, like the game sharing and all that stuff. Again, me personally, I wish they would have allowed you an opt in, opt out, because I would have loved to be able to share my games. I mean, buy a disc game and just have a lock to my account. I don't have to carry the disc with me, man. Thank you. Yes, please.
Yeah, it was like your profile would have been like on your controller or something. So you take your controller to your friend's house, you download the game off your profile to his console, and now you're playing Halo 5 or whatever at somebody else's house. Like that shit is dope.
And now you do that now. If you buy your games digitally, you can do it now.
Right.
So it's like I said, it's the long route to their initial announcement.
To their initial like plan for consoles.
Yep.
Yeah. So I don't know. That was just a funny thought. Like as soon as I read that story, I was like, man, they were talking so much shit back in the day, man. Now look at me now. No, I'm just kidding.
Yep. Everybody wants this. That's what's funny is this is something everybody wants. Everybody wants game sharing. Everybody wants to be able to gift games. Everybody wants this stuff now, but back then it was such a big deal. Like,
everybody just wanted an enhanced like graphics machine that was the same as what we already had. Right. Nobody wanted to innovate. Nobody wanted to like progress, and now that's what it's all about.
Yep, exactly.
Oh, well, we'll see what happens. But yeah, that was our quick hits. If you have any stories that you would like us to talk about, you can submit them to us via our social media or in the comment section. And they will most likely make it into the quick hit section. But with all that said, we're going to go ahead and move into our next segment, which is the top 5 news stories for the week. And before we start with that, I do want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, which is the New Challenger Discord. These guys are a group of individuals that help people get good at their very favorite fighting games. Let me go ahead and bring up the screen here. Blam. Here we go. All right. So as you can see here on the home page, you can see that you have resources for both Street Fighter V and for Injustice 2. I believe they do have limited resources for Tekken 7, but because of the way that game is structured, it's a little hard to like host tournaments and all that. But this is something that they do provide. You pick your favorite character. So for me, my favorite character is Ken, and it shows you all of the resources that they have available. From beginning tutorials to advanced tech, and they even have coaching sessions available because they're currently in their off season, so there are no tournaments going on. So all of the coaches are currently available for you to pick their brains and get good as your favorite character in either one of these pretty relevant fighting games. They're both going to be at Evo, and actually Mount Lover is going to be competing in Evo. and I'm gonna be there. That shit's gonna be dope. I can't wait. But yeah, new challengers, hit them up on the Discord, and also follow them on Twitter, which is New Challenger TV, and subscribe to those guys, or I should say follow those guys on Twitch as well, because they do hold weekly streams where if they're not, just like, battling it out, they're talking about different kinds of tech and, giving you guys the most information, humanly possible. I have to give a huge shout out to Mr. Vinegar, who is the founder of the Discord, as well as our homie Mount Lover, who is a coach on Street Fighter 5, as well as a commentator for the bi-weekly tournament. So, with that said, let's go ahead and get into our top 5 stories. And
right.
First up, we have some Nintendo news. Man, we are all about Boogie's favorite companies this week. So, go ahead.
So the first one is a tweet from Platinum Games has the internet abuzz. It was pretty simple tweet. It was on their Japanese account, and it was it's a picture. The issue is the picture of Bayonetta. Mm-hmm. There's a top one that's blue, a bottom one that's red. The bottom one is mirrored and upside down, and people are associating that with the Switch Joy-Con promos you see, because that's how the Switch Joy-Cons typically show up.
Right.
So the hopefulness is all about getting Bayonetta on the Switch, either a port or a new Bayonetta game. I don't know. I guess, this is a rumor off of a single tweet that doesn't mention any games coming to anywhere.
No.
So we'll see how that works out. I wouldn't be surprised, but
a port seems more likely. Mm-hmm. Bayonetta, for how popular of a franchise it is, it does not sell well. Like, both games have sold pretty underwhelmingly over the years. The original that came out on the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, the PlayStation 3 version was far inferior than the Xbox 360 version, which definitely hurt sales, and it probably hurt the reputation of the game franchise. And then Bayonetta 2 only became a thing because Nintendo, shoveled out the money for it.
Right. Wasn't it a exclusive?
Yeah, it was an exclusive. It was
for the Wii.
Yeah, for the Wii U. Yeah.
Wii U, right?
Yeah. So yeah, Sega was not about to, shovel out the money to, make that call. And so when Nintendo did and made it an exclusive, that in itself made it underwhelmingly, selling game just because it was only out on one console.
Right. And it eventually did come to the other consoles, right? Am I wrong on that?
No, maybe not Bayonetta 2. Bayonetta eventually came out on PC.
Right.
But Bayonetta 2, to this point, to my knowledge, I could be wrong about this, but I'm almost certain that Bayonetta 2 remains a Wii U exclusive.
Yeah, you're right. It is still a Wii U exclusive, only on Wii U.
Yeah, so a port definitely seems more likely because it's already at least Bayonetta 2 is already exclusive to Nintendo hardware, right. So that seems more in the realm of possibility. Plus, with all of the extra features that they added to that game, like the Nintendo costumes and all of that, and the revamped version of Bayonetta 1, that
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense.
It's another way for them to try to maybe recoup the development cost on it.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. That seems to be the thing that Nintendo has been doing lately, is just, trying to recoup the development costs for a lot of their games that, while very popular on the Nintendo Wii U console, was, just sold poorly because of the nature of the Wii U. Like, I think every game, a franchise that came out on the Wii U was like the worst selling in that franchise. Like for Smash Brothers, worst selling Smash Brothers. Mario Kart, the worst selling Mario Kart.
Because the Wii U didn't sell.
Right, yeah, because the Wii U didn't sell. So I don't think that this means that we're going to get a new Bayonetta. I'm a super fan of Bayonetta and of that genre of gaming. I love
the hack and
slash beat 'em up genre. I love it. I'm all about it. I don't think that this means that we're going to get a new game. It's more possible that we'll get a port of Bayonetta 2.
It makes sense. That's what Switch has got a couple of ports out already.
Right. So yeah, that's what this looks like to me. but I could be wrong.
And I wonder, is Sega's the publisher? Am I right? Am I wrong on that?
Yes. Sega's the publisher. They own the intellectual property.
I wonder if this is one of the games that they may be on their roadmap to bring back. Remember a couple of weeks ago, maybe a couple of months ago now, we talked about Sega's
road to 2020 or something like that.
Yeah, their road to 2020.
Yeah, that could be a thing. I mean, Sega hasn't said anything specific about it. But that would be in the realm of like, what they're trying to do is just like revamp franchises. I mean,
like you said, it wasn't it wasn't successful on sales, but it does have a huge cult following.
Oh yeah.
And if they bring it out, I'm sure it'll break the internet if they brought out a Bayonetta 3.
Oh God, yes. Oh God, yes. I mean, just look at what happened with the Smash ballot. Bayonetta was like the number one voted for character, and that's why she was included in Smash Brothers. So it's a very popular franchise. It just doesn't sell.
Critically, it is, but financially, not so much.
Yeah, not so much. I mean, and I can understand that with the first in a franchise, like maybe a lot of people don't really get up on it, but usually for the sequel, people jump on that thing, man.
Right.
And for it to be a Wii U exclusive, I mean, it wouldn't have come out at all if it wasn't a Wii U exclusive.
Exactly.
And it was kind of like a double-edged sword. It's like, do we not release a sequel, or do we release a sequel to a fraction of the fan base?
Right.
It's like what they kind of had their hands tied at that point.
And Nintendo was hoping that it would help sell a couple of those, get those Wii U's out of the door. Yeah,
but we'll see what happens. I wish they would come out with a third game, but I think this is just hinting at a Switch port.
I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Yeah. What's next? Because we got a couple more Nintendo stories.
Nintendo stories. Yeah. Call of Duty World War II is officially not coming to the Nintendo Switch. This have been hinted at. I mean, it's been mentioned a couple of times before. Initially, Sledgehammer Games was asked, and they said they had no plans. And then the head of Sledgehammer Games came out and said, it's a business decision that will be made by Activision. And finally, there was an AMA recently with Sledgehammer Games, and somebody asked the question again: is Nintendo Switch getting World War II Call of Duty or Call of Duty World War II? And they said no.
Yeah, so, like flat out
no. And I mean, you're gonna see a lot of this because for what the Nintendo Switch is, what it isn't is powerful. And these games, like the Call of Duties and the Anthems and the Assassin's Creeds and those type of thing, they're pushing the regular OG Xbox One and PlayStations to the limits. And with Microsoft and Sony releasing their beefed up versions of the game, that's where they're going with this. And there's just no room for the Nintendo Switch. On top of that, Nintendo has some unique controls. So just porting it over to Nintendo Switch can be a bit of a bear.
Yeah, it could be a bit of a bear, and it's to a fraction of the fan base.
Right.
Not a lot of Call of Duty fans own just a Switch. Like the way that they're probably thinking about it. Activision, they're probably thinking about it like, okay, for the consoles that people have been buying them on, it hasn't been Nintendo, so why will we start now?
Right, and most people, just like you said, most people that play Nintendos don't typically buy the Call of Duties.
Right,
they're in it for like the action, the adventure games, the Bayonettas, and the Marios, and the Zeldas, and the Smash Brothers, and Splatoons.
Right, but that's not to say that there's been no Call of Duties out on the Nintendo consoles, but I mean, I can only imagine that they didn't sell well.
Right. The last one was 2013,
something like that.
Black Ops 2, I think it was. But yeah, I mean, 4 years ago, and even then that was a bad port.
Right.
It didn't do well, so it makes sense. I'm not surprised by it, and I'm not going to be surprised when we start seeing more of the big AAA titles that are trying to push the limits of graphic fidelity not coming to Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, I mean, it just makes good business sense. It's like, why would I release a game on a console that my fan base isn't going to buy it on?
Right.
Yeah, because like you keep saying, anybody that has a Nintendo Switch most likely either has an Xbox
or
PlayStation or
PC.
both, or PC or all of them. You know, I have all of them. Well, I don't have the Switch, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, I have all the other consoles. If there was anything that I wanted to get a Call of Duty game on, which I don't, but if there was any console I was going to get the Call of Duty game on, it wouldn't be a Nintendo console.
Nintendo Switch, right? And I think that's another issue is where a lot of the Nintendo Switches isn't the primary console. It's a secondary console.
It's not a primary. That's exactly right. Yeah. So not a surprise. Not like you just said. It's not going to be a surprise in the future when a lot of these like heavy hitters that are coming out that are going to be multi-platform will not be on the Nintendo platform.
Right.
It's just a sign of the times, my boys.
Yeah. I mean, that's what happens when you release an underpowered system. I mean, they learned that with the Wii, and they just continue to do it. And they have their niche. I mean, Nintendo Switch isn't a bad system at all.
No,
it's just not the most powerful system you're going to get. And when these guys are putting these millions of dollars into these big AAA graphical masterpieces, it's just Nintendo Switch is not going to be able to handle it.
Right. I agree. All right, so we have one more Nintendo story for you guys, so let's go ahead and get into it. What we got?
This is all you.
Oh, wow. Okay, so the Nintendo Direct for Splatoon 2 just came out recently, and they showed off, they showed off some stuff. I mean, I honestly didn't pay too much attention to it. I mean, I'm going to play the game when it comes out. They currently have the demo going, and the very biggest news that came out, it was the inclusion of Splatfest. Splatfest is going to have its first event on the 15th, I believe.
July 15th?
Yeah, July 15th.
What's that, next Saturday?
Let me bring up a calendar. Yep. This Saturday coming up, yeah.
Yep, this coming Saturday, yep. And if you download the demo, you will be eligible to compete in Splatfest.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. But they showed off a few new weapons, which was awesome. They also showed off the way that and see, this is what we were talking about. They showed up the companion app for communicating with your friends, and this is just terrible, man. This is terrible all around. Like, I don't know why people are excited about this. I don't know why they're promoting this, because this is a terrible idea.
Wait, and on top of that, for that to work, you also still need the Nintendo, whatever the Nintendo Switch app is. You need both of those apps for it to work. And so initially, when I saw this, I thought it was a horrible idea. When I look at a game like Splatoon, I mean, it actually is good for all ages, right? So when a parent buys Splatoon for their 9-year-old, and the 9-year-old wants to play with their friends, the 9-year-old typically is not going to have a phone. So how are they playing with their friends?
They're not talking to them. I mean,
they're not playing with them.
You can't, because you got to invite people using the app, don't you?
Using the app, that's right. You have to use the app to invite people to play with your friends. It's not just the chat. It's pretty much to do pretty much everything. It's bad. It's bad. I
mean, geez, dude. Like, the way they had it before, you can at least like party up with people in Splatoon 1. They just didn't have any way for you guys to communicate, which is why I use Discord. Right. Everybody that I played Splatoon with was in my server, and we were chatting it up and coordinating and having a good time.
Right.
But, I mean, and that's most likely what I'm going to be doing this time around. I do plan on getting a Switch in time for the launch. But man, those shits are like sold out, and for some reason, Amazon is selling them for like $100 more.
It's the resellers. It's the resellers.
That shit was pissing me off. I was like, why?
Because Amazon itself, if you go to Amazon, like just go to Amazon and select Prime, you'll notice that there's going to be none available for Prime. But it'll say it's also available from these
sellers, and those those selling those for like $100 extra, like $400. Yeah. I'm not paying $400 for this. Get the hell out of here.
Don't blame me.
But yeah, so I do plan on getting one in time for it. But yeah, this is just bad, man.
Yeah,
it's bad.
That the app thing, and that's a mess. As far as the game, I mean, I paid attention to it. It looks. I never played Splatoon. I don't know.
I mean, they're not showing off way too much that the first one didn't have.
Right.
So you have your item shops where you can buy different clothes, and the clothes have certain attributes to them to enhance your character, and then you have all the different weapon types. And something that was funny that they actually threw into the Nintendo Direct was the fact that Sheldon, the weapons merchant, you can skip through his dialogue. Because in the original you couldn't.
You couldn't. Oh, really?
No, you had to like keep pressing A or whatever, in order to get through his talking points.
And you can just kind of blow.
But yeah, now you can just kind of just like skip it, which is great because I hated listening to him like talk about a weapon or whatever for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, and they added new weapons and new ultra weapons now.
Right.
They added a couple of new game modes, some new levels. They did say they would be doing the Splatfest for at least 2 years, and for at least the first year, they'll be adding new content constantly throughout the first year. So
so similar to what they did with the first game. I mean, they added new content to that game, pretty frequently. But mind you, that game was pretty bare bones at launch. So
right.
But I'm looking forward to it. It's the one Splatoon game that I can say that I'm not Splatoon, but the one Switch game that I can say that I'm excited about that's coming out this year, other than Mario Odyssey
and ARMS. You're not excited about ARMS?
I'm not. No, I'm not excited about ARMS. Although my mind has kind of like swayed. It's not the garbage game that I thought it was gonna be. It actually does look kind of fun. But
it does look fun, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think I'm gonna buy it. I'm just gonna get Splatoon and do that.
Yeah, I'll get a Switch at some point. Like I said, I'll get one for me and I'll get one for my daughter. I'll probably get it for her for Christmas. She's been asking for it. Whatever, I'll get it for her. But yeah, I don't know. There's no games on the Switch that I'm like I want to have. Mario Odyssey. I mean, fuck Mario. And
oh my god, that game looks so good. I can't believe you don't like it.
Splatoon.
I can't believe it.
Splatoon, I definitely would try. Zelda, I might give it a try. But I mean, there's nothing out on the Switch that has me like I've got to run out and go get a Switch. I'm just like, yeah.
No, I was a huge fan of Splatoon on the first game, and like this seems to be like one of the only like true sequels to a Wii U game that that we're getting. Everything else is just like a
ports, at least right now.
For right now, yeah.
And again, this is just the first year, and to be fair, this has been, even though there's a lot of ports, a lot of those ports are games people didn't play because they didn't have the Wii U.
Yeah, either they didn't have the Wii U, and super fans of those games,
right?
People have picked them up again, so it's like it doesn't matter.
Right.
It's just more of the same. But this looks new, it looks fresh, it looks different. I'm planning on getting it. I won't have it in time for the upcoming Splatfest, which I don't know what the event is. Like what are they like fighting over, do you know?
I don't know. I didn't take a look at that because
I think it's between the two new like characters.
Marina and Pearl.
Yeah, Marina and Pearl. I think that's what it is. But so that's it for our Nintendo news. We can finally go ahead and move on to the second story for the day, and we're talking about a game that we haven't spoken about in a very long time. I'm actually surprised. So why don't you go ahead and get us into the next story, buddy?
So we got some Overwatch news.
Oh yeah.
The Overwatch PTR is out. If you're not familiar with that, on PC only, they have the public test region. That's where they release balance updates and so on and so forth. The big deal with this PTR is that Doomfist has finally come to Overwatch. Doomfist is an offensive character. He's from Nigeria. He has a big metal hand and he punches the shit out of shit.
Punches the shit out of shit. I love that.
Yeah, he looks super cool. If you watch this, I watched his origin video. He's cool. He's actually aligned not with Overwatch, but he's one of the leaders of Talon.
Oh wow!
The story goes that Reaper helped break him out because he was imprisoned, and yeah, he is back and he's bad, and he looks super cool. I've watched some gameplay videos of him, and man, there's this video on GameSpot. It shows 11 kills, and he looks like he could be a bit OP. But yeah,
I mean that's what everybody says when the new character comes up. Oh, this guy's OP, man.
Right. It's just because what I've realized is when you get characters like this, they're new and people haven't figured out how to counter them yet.
Exactly.
Once you figure out how to counter them, it shouldn't be that huge of a deal. But he looks like super fun. He looks like somebody that I can use to pound punk ass Genji because I can't stand that flipping ninja.
Yeah. Oh man, see, this is just making me want to play the game like more and more because all of the updates, all of the DLC, all of the new characters have been absolutely free.
Free, absolutely, yep.
Absolutely free.
The only way they monetize is by selling their loot boxes. And that's 100% optional. You can get the stuff you can get loot boxes by going up a level or playing the weekly events. You get 3 a week if you play the arcade play. So yeah, I mean, I had stepped away from Overwatch forcefully because, you know, I started finding myself going deep into Overwatch, like all I playing. I kind of stepped away. I started playing some Assassin's Creed and stuff, but I picked it up again because I want to be familiar again with the game when Doomfist comes out.
Right. On the consoles.
Yeah, on the consoles. Last time I didn't think they would come out before the season ended, but it came out. This was Arissa. She came out like 2 weeks after the PTR, so my expectation is this guy's going to show up around the same time.
Yeah, I'm actually a little jelly. I still haven't found my disc. I might have to repurchase it, man.
Yeah, you better start looking, man. Oh,
I've looked everywhere.
It's on sale. Was it on? Is it on sale now, or was on sale?
Was it during the Xbox sale?
The summer sale, yeah, it was on sale. I think it was on the PlayStation summer sale. Actually, it was on sale on one of them for $35.
Yeah.
The summer sale. I forget which one. It might even been PC. It was on one of the platforms. It was on sale with the summer.
Well, if I buy it again, what system are you currently playing on?
I have. It doesn't matter. I play mostly on Xbox.
Okay,
primarily on Xbox because I have a couple of friends.
Oh well, no, O has it on PS4. On PC. So.
Oh, he has it on PS4.
Yeah, yeah, he does. I've played with O's. Me, Geo, and O.
You sure?
We stay playing Overwatch.
Isn't that PC? I thought he had it on
PS4. Yeah, because I don't have it on PS. I don't have. You know what? You're right. Who did I play with? I played with Geo.
You played?
Oh,
with
yo. I thought it was. Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I don't know, man. I do want to get back into the game, but I really feel bad about like rebuying it because
because you bought it already.
I bought it already. I have the case. The case is right there. It's just like I don't know where the disc is.
It's somewhere you just got to look through your collection. That's why it pays to go digital. You have to look for this.
I don't know why I didn't get this one digital. I'm not exactly sure. So, like some games I'll get digital. I don't get physical copies of every game, but that shit's just pissing me off, man. Because I want to play.
I ordered on the Xbox. I pre-ordered on Xbox, so I paid full price for it. But for PlayStation, I got it on sale too. It was like $35 it was the Christmas sale over this Christmas season.
We'll see.
But yeah. On top
so are you excited for the new character you want to play as?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely excited for Doomfist. I'm excited. I've been wanting to play him since he was rumored.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he would be a tank. I didn't realize he would be an offensive character, but that's even better. I only play with like 2 offensive characters, and both of them are Reaper.
Both of them are Reaper. Oh man, when I did play the game, I played as Zarya. Zarya is my favorite. I love Zarya.
I've really I've evolved. So when I first my first 75 to 80 levels, I pretty much exclusively played Soldier. So if you look at my profile, you see I have the most.
Your favorite character is Soldier.
Yeah, you see I have the most hours on Soldier. But since I've actually figured out how the game works and the levels and all that stuff, I've been going from character to character.
Okay.
Offensively, right now I play Reaper. Defensively, I play Junkrat or Mei.
Ew.
Oh, Mei, I love
Ew.
Mei. I love the troll. I love the troll of tanks with Mei.
I hate Mei, man. Mei is my
walk in circles and freezing while the rest of the team is murking them. It's awesome.
This is so whacked. I hate it so much.
I tank with Orisa and Diva, and I heal with Mercy and Lucio. So those are the characters I've been putting the most time in lately. But yeah, I'm super excited about Doomfist. I'm going to definitely play Doomfist when he comes out. And yeah, it's cool. And another thing that's in the PTR and what's going to be coming out is our changes to the loot boxes. This is probably one of the most requested things. They're setting them up to where you get less duplicates out of your loot boxes.
Yeah, that's cool.
And what they're also doing is they're adjusting, because for duplicates you get you get the in-game currency where you get a duplicate. So the first we're gonna get less duplicates, that means less currency, but they're adjusting the currency to where you can get nearly the same levels of currency that you get now with while I'm getting less duplicates. So that's cool. And then there's bug fixes and such like that. But Doomfist and the changes to the loot box are the things that most people in the community have been looking for.
Yeah, that's actually really cool. Yeah, I might have to just buckle down and buy a new one.
Whatever you get it, I'm on Xbox and I'm on PlayStation. I don't think I can pull myself.
I'm not gonna buy another PlayStation version. So if I buy it again, I'll get it on Xbox because I feel like I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy it digitally and then I'm gonna fucking find it. I'm gonna find it like two months later. I'm gonna find the shit.
Yeah, that'd be hurtful.
Yeah, so yeah, I think I would just buckle down and get it. I might play some today. It's because I have to level up. I have to get to 25.
Oh, yeah. You have to get to 25 so you can do the I haven't. That's the thing. I haven't done the competitive. I didn't play last competitive season, and I haven't done any of my competitive matches this season. I don't know. I just don't feel like I'm interested. I'm not interested. I've tried LFG.
Not interested in the competitiveness of it. Just want to like play and have a good time.
Yeah, but it's because you really want a team that's going to communicate. You don't want to go in there just solo. Because first off, nobody ever picks healer. You get Genji. This is what the teams always are: Genji, Hanzo, Roadhog, a McCree, and a soldier. It's always those five. It's always. And everybody always wants to put DPS. I got in one game and everybody was DPS. We had Genji, we had McCree, we had soldier, we had Reaper, we had a Tracer. And I tried to heal them as Mercy. Shit didn't work because they're all over the place. To heal effectively with Mercy, the team should like stick with you, like, kind of grouped up, and they don't protect you. Man, it's too much. Yeah, can't deal with it.
Well, I will probably get on some of that today. I've been missing it, and it's actually going to be a little weird for me to play Overwatch on an Xbox controller because I've been playing on PlayStation.
Oh yeah, I've got my setup for I got my bumper set up and. I'm all advanced with it right now.
Oh damn! All right, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's go ahead and move on to the next story though. What we got?
BioShock developers create a new studio and have a new game. They're called Uppercut Games now, and they are releasing a game that is called. I know the name of this game. Shucks.
Oh man,
City of Brass.
I was about to say I know I have City of Brass. Here we go.
Yep. Yeah, they released a game, City of Brass. It's a first-person perspective game, but it's not a shooter. You have a whip and scimitar, right? Is that how you pronounce it? But it's kind of like a first-person type dungeon crawler. You got a whip, you got your sword, and you also interact with genies to help you in battles. It looks kind of cool. It looks a little bit different than all your typical first-person games. There's a bit of platforming involved in first-person platforming.
Yeah.
The reason is getting a lot of attention is because it's from people off of the BioShock team, and you know how great BioShock or how beloved BioShock was.
Right. Yeah. BioShock, they were really good at creating like a really like eerie sense of like dread in the BioShock series. So a lot of people might be looking for more of that. But while this does look very interesting, this is definitely early footage.
Oh yeah, it's super early.
You can tell that it's super early. It doesn't look bad. I don't know. I'd have to see more of it like once it's closer to its release because it looks a little. I'm not gonna lie, it looks a little rough.
Yeah,
around the edges. I'm really interested in the mobility aspect of it because, as you can see in the trailer, the character used the whip to swing across. So that can make for some really cool first person platforming sections.
Right.
But I don't know. It's a new IP. I'm all about new IPs, but at the same time, I'm gonna have to see more. I wouldn't say that I'm fully invested or like I'm hyped for this in any way, shape, or form. But I mean, it's coming from the BioShock guys. I was never really a huge fan of the BioShock series simply because that shit like was scary.
Right.
And I'm not about the fear.
Yeah, I love the first one. I never got around to the second one. And the Infinite is something I really wanted to play, but I just never got to those. I was playing other things at the time. Maybe one day, someday, I may go back and maybe get the collection and play through them. But I liked BioShock. I like the atmosphere and I like the storytelling, and that's what has me that's what has me interested. Like you said, I'm not jumping out of my seat excited about it, but I'm interested to see where this is heading.
Yeah.
It's definitely gonna be multi-plat, PC, PlayStation, Xbox. Somebody's missing from there. No need to say who's missing. That's going to seem to be part of the course these days. But yeah, it seems interesting, and
Yeah.
and from the BioShock creators, it's something that I would definitely give a second look at.
Yeah. Also, I'm noticing it because I'm looking at the footage. It was cool how you used the whip to like hit the guy's like weapon away. Did you see that part?
Yeah, I saw that to disarm the guy. Yeah,
Yeah, you like disarmed him. That was pretty cool.
And then I think there was another scene where he like, did he trip him up or he dragged him to him or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So it seems pretty cool. I just want to see it fleshed out to the point where it looks like something more resembling, their caliber of work.
Right. Yeah. And what's cool about it is it's a first person game and you don't have a gun. Those are far and few between.
Yo, and like I keep mentioning this, Far Cry Primal, dude. Like it's good. It's good. Like I was under the impression that they couldn't do a Far Cry game without guns. Like, where are the guns? Like, how are you supposed to fight? But they did it, and I feel like these guys will be able to do the same because BioShock has some very unique weapons.
Yeah.
So I'm almost certain that they can do something super interesting.
Something special.
With this.
Yep. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So the game is called City of Brass. I don't think they have a release date. Do they have any kind of release date?
They just say 2018.
Yeah, this was just the announcement trailer that we've been showing you guys. So yeah, City of Brass from the creators of BioShock, now going under the name Uppercut Games. I look forward to seeing more of the game. I'll just leave it at that.
Yep.
Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the next story. What we got?
The next story, we got some Halo news.
Halo. I haven't talked about Halo in a long time.
So Halo 5, we know that's the current gen Halo, is going to get the 4K treatment. Once the Xbox One X is out, there's going to be a free update. If you're on the Xbox One X, you'll get Halo in 4K. Halo 5 in 4K, which is actually cool. I have Halo 5. I'm probably a third through it, so now I'm just going to wait until I can get that 4K update, because I always thought Halo was a pretty good looking game. It's a pretty game. Yeah. And in 4K, it should be prettier. So I'm definitely interested in that. And free updates, I like free. If you already have the game, and you can get Halo for $30, pretty much everywhere.
Halo's pretty cheap these days.
Yeah, and that's cool. Another big story to go on with this is all the remaining Halo 360 games are going to be added to the backwards compatibility program. So if you have them, Halo CE Anniversary Edition. What was the other ones? Reach is already on there.
I think Reach is on there. I believe Halo ODST 3 is on there.
No, it's Halo 3, Halo ODST, and Halo 4 are the ones that's coming over. And what's really cool about this is all of the DLC, once they're added to the backwards compatibility program, all of the DLC will be free.
Oh, wow. So that's actually new, because before, if they added the game, you had to buy the DLC.
That's right. And people complained about it. I remember when Reach was added. No, was it Reach? It had to be Reach. When Reach was added, people complaining that, you had to buy the DLC, and everybody that's playing it already has it. And
I think if you already had it,
No. People that got Reach had to also buy the DLC, because the people that were still playing it were playing with DLC.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So the issue that it's going to be free now. You can jump in and play with everybody that's still playing these games. I didn't realize people were still playing them, but I guess they are. And you can play it on your Xbox One now. You can put your 360 away, and when you want to play your Halo 3 or Halo ODST, and play on your Xbox One. So
that makes two franchises where the entire thing is backwards compatible if you include Gears of War. The entirety of the Gears of War franchise is backwards compatible now.
Yeah, but is Halo 2? Halo 2 is not anywhere.
They have the collection, man.
Oh, that's right. Duh.
Yeah, the Halo Master Chief collection includes Halo 2.
Yep, you're right.
Yep, so that's the entire series on Xbox One.
Yeah, I mean, in Halo, everybody knows Halo, and everybody anybody's played Halo, at least one of the games.
Well, if you're an Xbot, you live for Halo.
Yeah, so
for the most part.
That's interesting. I'm looking forward to finishing Halo 5 and 5K and 4K.
Yeah.
I mean ODST actually I got about halfway through that. I might go back to because I bought that digitally. That's one of the first games I bought digitally. I might go back to finish that once I'm able to play it. But yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of ODST. I didn't like that one.
It was interesting. I thought the story was
very interesting. I thought it was going to be like an expansion, but then they turned it into a standalone. You know,
right.
that was a discussion I had on a long time ago. Like, damn, that was years ago. I remember talking about that.
Yeah, it was one of those things where we want this to be expansion, but it's so much we're just gonna make it its own game.
Standalone, yeah.
Yeah, it's the opposite of what XCOM did, right? Because XCOM has an expansion coming out in August. I said it's so huge it could have been its own game, but they're still going to release it as a more expensive expansion.
Yeah.
So
we'll see what happens. I haven't played Halo in so long. Yeah. And if any of my Halo buddies that are still playing or watching this, they're just like shaking their fist at me like, TrueSonic, you abandoned us. It's been so long since I played Halo. It's a fun franchise, but I don't know. I just kind of just got tired of just like
shooting people.
I just got tired of the tryhards, man.
Oh yeah.
People be trying.
There's always that. That's part of the reason I stopped messing with the Destiny.
Yeah.
Because the single player content is super limited and PvP is annoying.
Yeah, it can get annoying. Yeah, I agree with that. So let's go ahead and move on to the last story. This is your realm right here.
Tech.
Yeah, the tech stuff. This is our patented tech guy here.
So, if you bought a Samsung smart TV, and from my understanding, it's the UHD smart TV, so this has to be one of their 4K things. Mm-hmm. If you bought it last year, 2016, 2017 models, you'll be able to download an app, the Steam Link app, to stream your games from your PC to the TV. This was a partnership that was announced at the Steam Dev Days back in October. And it's coming to fruition. There's actually a $50 Steam Link box. It's almost like think of Fire Stick or think of Apple TV or something. It's a little box that you plug into the HDMI connected to your Wi-Fi network and you stream that way on any TV. Well, with the Samsung, is basically a built-in app.
Oh wow.
You just need to download the app from the free app from the Samsung Marketplace onto your TV. Make sure you have a very strong wireless connection, and you can stream your game from your PC to your TV using a Steam controller. Right now, there are reports out there that some people were able to hack it to get their Xbox 360 controller to work with it, but officially it's just the Steam controller. To control your games, but your entire Steam library can be streamed to your TV, your Samsung UHD smart TV, but without any additional cost or hardware.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool, and this is what we've been talking about. Like the future of consoles is probably going to come down to them just trying to include it into the TV.
Everywhere, yeah.
Yeah, it's just going to be everywhere. I mean, there's going to be a point where you'll be able to have a AAA title on your phone, stream that to your TV, and that's how you play. Go ahead.
It's getting there very slowly, but it's definitely getting there. And one thing that was said, and I forgot who said this, but they said the biggest competitor to Sony, PlayStation, and Microsoft Xbox isn't necessarily Nintendo or PC, but it's mobile phones. It's Android and iOS, especially when you have like Chromecast and you have Apple TVs that allow you to stream from your phone directly to the TV and play that way. That can be a problem because there's exponentially more people with smartphones than there are with consoles.
Yeah,
and
it's probably tons of people that have TVs and don't have consoles. So this is their entry point.
Right, it's their entry point exactly. So yeah, I mean it's kind of cool. I don't like I said it earlier this episode. When gamers have more options, there's nothing wrong with having more options.
Definitely not. And this is more of the reason why console manufacturers like Microsoft and Sony need to start future-proofing themselves. And this is why I keep saying that this looks like Microsoft is trying to future-proof themselves because things like this are coming down the pipeline.
Right, exactly. And it looks like you said, Microsoft they're trying to pivot more to a platform, Xbox as a platform, as opposed to Xbox being a hardware device.
Exactly. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. Do you plan on using any of this tech, or are you just like console boys for life?
I don't have a Samsung. I have LG TVs.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
So
my TV is LG, and the monitor that I currently have on my PC is also LG.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, if I had a Samsung that was capable, I probably would at least test it out.
Right.
I've used the Play Anywhere feature on both the Xbox and the PlayStation. They both work similarly very well. Very low and unnoticeable latency. I mean, input latency there's none. There's this. It runs really well, both of them. I was very pleasantly surprised. But I mean, considering I have my PC here and my Xbox stuff there's no benefit for me shooting it all over the place at this point. So, but yeah, as long as you have the equipment and the network that's able to handle this, it's definitely a plus.
Yeah, definitely a plus, and it's gonna get a lot more people into gaming that just don't want to either buy a console or go through the hassle of putting together a gaming PC. It's just another entry point.
Well, you have to have a gaming. Your PC has to be strong. You have to have a pretty medium to high end PC because they say at least if you're playing some high end titles. If you
I was about to say because if it's streaming directly to the, I mean, I guess it's still running off the PC.
Yeah, it's running off the PC.
Okay, yes, okay.
Running off the PC to the TV. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So if you don't want to buy a console, this is how you do it. Because Valve they pretty much like fell flat on their faces with the Steam box.
Yeah.
The Steam box kind of just fell flat.
Too expensive. It's too expensive, and yeah, I mean, for what they were charging for Steam box, I probably can build a PC that's twice as powerful.
Right.
So it doesn't make any sense, and the problem is that particular market are thinking the same way as me. It's like, well, I can spend $1,500 on a Steam box, or I can spend $900 and build a PC just as powerful and save myself $600. I mean, that's the problem with that. Most high-end PC gamers are building their own rigs.
Yep.
They're not going out.
I've had this one for quite some time, upgraded it twice. It's about time for another one. So yeah, God, I put some money to this motherfucker. God damn.
Yeah, mine is long in the tooth too. I'll start piecing together pieces to rebuild. See what I'm gonna pull. I doubt if I pull anything off of here. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build two. I'm going to build one, but I want to build one to control streaming. So if I want to game stream, and I think that one is I'll start ripping stuff off of here for that.
Okay.
I only want to spend about $300 or $400 to put that together. So I'll rip whatever I can out of here to that. If I'm just going to use it for streaming, it doesn't have to be super powerful.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so that was our top 5 news stories. If you have anything that you would like to submit to us, please do so via our social media. We are on Facebook and we are also on Twitter. You could also leave comments in the comment section letting us know, what you guys want to hear us talk about, because, we pride ourselves in discussing, having a detailed conversation about what's going on in gaming news. We don't try to be like the first to report or anything like that. It's all about the conversation. So we definitely want to engage with you guys. So hit us up. We're on social media, and just get the discussion going on a lot of these different topics, whether it's this story that we talked about or any of the stories that we talked about today.
Right.
But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the next segment, which is going to be our long form discussion. And for today's long form, we're actually going to go back and revisit one of our go-to, topics. Yeah. And so we've done this before. The developer spotlight. The first one was what? Which ones have we done before?
We've done EA.
Okay.
We've done Activision. And we've done Ubisoft.
Okay. So this week for the developer spotlight, we are going to do Take-Two Interactive.
Yes, Take-Two.
I'm just getting everything set up. Okay, there we go.
You may know them as the publishers for 2K, Rockstar, your Red Dead Redemptions, your Grand Theft Autos, your 2K series, BioShock, Borderlands, Civ. That's these guys. These guys are they're the money behind the brains.
Yeah, money behind some of our favorite franchises. So let's just start with that. What are some of your favorite franchises coming out of Take-Two?
Out of Take-Two, obviously, it's going to be Grand Theft. Well, I take that back.
Yeah, I was about to say you don't really fuck with Grand Theft.
Not since 4. I mean, the first Liberty City, Vice City, Grand Theft Auto 3, I was a huge fan of it. 4 kind of turned me off. I didn't bother with 5, but definitely I'm not civil. Borderlands is definitely one. BioShock is one I super respect. Like I said, I didn't get through all of them. I played through the first one. I loved it. I didn't really get to 2 or Infinite. Another one, Borderlands. I love Borderlands. I did 1 and 2. I didn't do the prequel. I do have the Borderland collection. I tried to play it, but it hasn't aged well. What else? NBA 2K series, of course, is considered as only basketball. I like XCOM. Civ, I played a while ago when it was on PC. I never really got that deep into it. It's not a bad game. It's just something I just didn't really mess with that much. But yeah, and then of course Red Dead. That's probably my favorite Take-Two property. Is Red Dead by far.
Yeah. Well, because these guys do publish a lot of the Rockstar games. I have to bring up some of the more obscure ones like Max Payne.
Yeah, Max Payne.
Rockstar took over the Max Payne series for number 3, and that is by far one of my favorite games of all time. Probably in my top 10 favorite games. Max Payne.
Too bad Marky Mark messed up the movie.
Yeah, Marky Mark messed up the movie. Well, that was based on number 1. That was still with the original developer, Remedy. Yeah, they were the original developers from the first to the second, and then it went over to the Rockstar guys for the third game, with Remedy as like more of a support role. So that game is just perfect, man. I could not say enough good things about Max Payne 3, as well as some of the other franchises. Of course, Borderlands, I played that. The Grand Theft Auto franchise, I've always played that. Ever since Grand Theft Auto 3 went multi-platform, I have bought every single Grand Theft Auto game since then. And while I have backed off of Grand Theft Auto 5, I'm gonna get the next one in the next 8 years. Whenever they decide to make another Grand Theft, I'll definitely be picking that up. Also, the Mafia series.
The Mafia. I haven't never played the Mafia series, and I bought Mafia 3, and I still yet to see the title screen.
Well, I've actually played and beaten Mafia 2. I believe it was either a Games for Gold or like a sale or something. But Mafia 2 was available on the 360. I played through it and I loved it, and that is what got me hyped for Mafia 3. And so now that we're talking about it, I actually feel really bad. So I'm gonna have to cancel our Overwatch session because I'm probably gonna play some Mafia 3. I feel really bad for not playing that game. But just going down the list here, these guys have a collection of series.
Midnight Club, the racing. I've played a couple of those games. They're not horrible games. They're actually pretty fun. They compete with the Need for Speed, the arcade racer type game. What else did they have? The Max Payne, like you said, MLB, which is defunct. They had the NBA, the NFL too, which is defunct. NFL
the 2K series.
Yeah. The wrestling, they do the wrestling. WWE every year.
Yeah, the 2K because they took over for
THQ. Was it THQ?
For THQ, yeah, they took over that for THQ.
What's some other ones they did? Bully? Is Bully theirs? Bully's got to be theirs, right?
Because that's Rockstar. Yeah.
I mean, they've got some great IPs.
Definitely.
They can be a bit heavy-handed, as we reported a couple of weeks ago, where they sent out takedown notice to Open 4. Open GTA 4, whatever it's called, the GTA 4 modding tool.
Yep.
And they had also sent a cease and desist when that group was trying to put Red Dead Redemption into GTA 5. They sent a cease and desist. So they do protect their IPs.
Yeah.
Which is what seems to be cool about them is that they work with their developers, because when Rockstar pushed back, they kind of conceded. Right. They came to an agreement, which is nice, which is pretty cool of them. We know some people wouldn't, some publishers wouldn't do such a thing. So that's cool.
And another good thing about these guys is that you rarely even hear the term Take-Two Interactive. I rarely hear about them. Right. Like when a game is coming out, it's all about the developer. When it comes to Rockstar Games, you're playing a Rockstar game. It's not, a Take-Two game. They're all about pushing forward with the developer, letting them pretty much own everything that they do with the different IPs.
Right.
And so that's something that you have to appreciate, is that they don't while they do provide the money, they don't necessarily need to have their name plastered all over the place in order to make it known that, hey, this is a Take-Two interactive production. It's not
Right.
not that kind of party.
Right. And I think the game, they had a couple of big films, like Evolve was theirs, right? Evolve.
Was it?
That
I think
yeah, that's a 2K game, right? And then the other game they just made free to play, the MOBA that my brother Battleborn. That's a 2K game, yeah. So I mean,
because those are from the guys that did Borderlands, yeah.
Borderlands, yep. They Gearbox, right?
Gearbox.
Yeah, so they've had their misses, but again, they're like, so we gush about Ubisoft taking huge chances, and we've been bashing Activision for just being super safe and releasing the same game every year.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of in between, right? So they'll take chances, but they take chances with established IPs. Right. So they took a couple of chances with Evolve, and they took a chance with Battleborn, which didn't seem to be. Evolve didn't pan out. Not Battleborn. Yeah, Battleborn doesn't seem to be panning out. So they took a chance there. But something I've noticed that they do is they'll make changes to the existing IPs that are taking chances. Even with Grand Theft Auto 5, when they added the switch to make the single player story between 3 characters. I mean, that was a chance they took that paid off for them.
Right.
So they do take chances, but they take their chances a little more calculated as opposed to just like throwing stuff against the wall like some developers are doing.
Yeah,
or some publishers.
They're very calculated, especially with their releases. With Rockstar Games, I mean, these guys probably come out with a game maybe twice a decade. These guys will come out with a game, and I don't think that that they could get away with that with any other publisher. It's just like, yo, we need the money, and we need the money coming in right now.
Right.
These guys seem to understand that there will be money, coming down the pipeline.
Right.
But we have to ensure that the product that they're going to release is damn near perfect.
Right. And
so they are okay with bringing on subsidiaries and these companies that are damn near perfectionists, and do not seem to really get bent out of shape with delays and stuff like that. So you definitely have to appreciate that as well.
Right, definitely. Yeah, like I said, they've had a few misses, but when they get their hits, I mean, GTA 5, that game is 6 years old now, 6 years old,
still selling,
huge, selling, and still huge player base. I know personally of 2 people that had it on 360, and when it came out on Xbox One, they bought the Xbox One version.
Yeah, see, that's where I fell off.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I may be wrong, but I thought that you can move your online persona over. It was transferable. So whatever.
Yeah, well, it had to be on the same line of console. So if you had the
console.
PS3, then you can get that on the PS4.
Exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, and then like Red Dead Redemption, when they announced the second one, I mean, people went nuts. And
we went nuts.
We went nuts. Yeah. And they know for sure when that game sells, first day it sells, it's going to sell like nothing else around it. It's one of those games. And it's one of those entertainment you see it a lot in movies in theater, where people won't release a movie the same day as a Marvel movie comes out. They won't release a movie the same day as a Disney classic movie, a Disney animated movie come out. They'll move their movie either before or after. Most times before. They want it before, because after they know 2 to 3 weeks. Everybody's going to be going to see this Marvel movie. Everybody's going to be going to see this Disney movie. It's the same type of thing. People will move their releases away from a GTA release. They're going to move their releases away from a Red Dead Redemption release, because they don't want to release at the same time and just get hammered, because they're going to get hammered.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to release your game at the same time that Rockstar is coming out with anything.
Right.
Whatever genre it is, it's Rockstar. It's going to sell. Get away.
Especially when it's one of their big IPs. When the next Max Payne comes, and I'm sure it's coming, it's going is gonna break the gaming world. Everybody's like, oh, Max Payne, here it comes, and
Yeah.
EA
And everybody else that's coming out with the third person shooter is gonna back down.
Yep, they're gonna move away. They're gonna either move stuff up or move it back.
And that's just the power of these IPs, man. They take great pride in their IPs, and they revitalized a lot of these IPs, like the XCOM series.
Yeah,
just like brought it from the near brink of death.
right. And
like a lot of people are into XCOM. A lot of people that weren't into it before.
Right. It's a good strategy game. I played the original on PC long ago, and I just got it for Xbox, and it's definitely tough. It's not something you definitely have to think about what you're doing. Is definitely a serious game. It's not something you're just gonna jump in and think you're gonna win, because you will get raped.
You will get raped. Another thing that we have to commend these guys for is taking on the juggernaut, which is EA Sports in the basketball genre.
Yep. I mean,
the basketball sims.
And the sports genre in general. I mean, the only reason they backed out of the football is because EA, essentially, they saw the competition. They saw what was happening in basketball. They couldn't let their cash cow Madden go the same route. So they brought NFL exclusivity. Because if it weren't for that, I'm sure Madden, and I don't know if Madden would have necessarily gone away.
Yeah, I don't think it would have gone away, but like it probably would have suffered a very similar fate to NBA Live, because NBA Live was just as a renowned franchise as Madden.
Right, and
it as renowned.
NBA 2K just beat it down so bad that
beat it into obscurity.
And pretty much. I mean, they still saying they keep saying they're going to bring another NBA Live game back or whatever they're going to bring back, but it always gets pushed back, always gets delayed. It's always lackluster. They're just playing catch up so much. It's pretty bad. And another game that I was sad it went away was MLB 2K. I used to play those. I like those more than I like the show. I would play those instead of the show, and they went away. So now I'm stuck with the show.
So what did Sony get the exclusivity rights or whatnot?
Sony only has a first party exclusivity, which means if any baseball game that's made has to come to PlayStation, no matter who makes it. That's the right. So obviously, their MLB The Show is a first-party developed game. But if EA decides to make a baseball game, if Microsoft decides to make a baseball game, they would have to release it on PlayStation as well. That's the right.
But at PlayStation as well, or PlayStation only?
No, as well.
Oh, okay.
They can make multi-plat baseball games. They just always has to be a PlayStation version. That's the deal that they came up. Sony signed with MLB. I don't know when it runs out. It may have already run out, but baseball games haven't been selling, so that's what 2K backed. That was just because the baseball games weren't selling. Okay. I mean, I don't know how well the show sells. It might sell tons because it's the only one out there.
It's the only one,
right? But
yeah, but we'll see. Let's talk about some more games that we've played that have been under the 2K umbrella. I'm looking at their list of titles here, and one game that I really appreciated was The Darkness. Have you ever played that game?
No, I know that's the game where you have like the black tentacles that come out. Yeah.
So it's a first-person shooter, and in addition to having guns, you also have this like demon that like possesses you. And like you can summon it and like uses tendrils to like eat motherfuckers. It's a pretty freaking good game. Yeah, I haven't beaten it, but yeah, that's another I think underrated game.
Right.
That probably won't get a sequel, but I actually liked it. And one of my friends back when we were in high school, he was all about Darkness, man. He was
really?
He was all about that game, dude. So yeah, The Darkness, and they had one sequel, so they have two games in the franchise.
Yeah,
it's pretty dark, man. It's about this guy. I guess his girlfriend like dies very murdered, right? Yeah, it's like murdered, like brutally murdered, and then like you're kind of like this scumbag, and like people know that you're a scumbag, and then you just like make your rise to greatness using the powers of this demon that just like takes pity on you. It's just like, yo, we about to fix you up, cuz. And it goes on a freaking killing spree. It's
right.
pretty dope.
I don't know. When I saw it come out, I remember it. and I like the premise. I never bought it. I don't know. It's just one of those things, right? I'm playing other stuff, and you just never get to it. But
Right.
yeah, I mean they have a ton of stuff, and yeah, I don't have too much bad to say about Take-Two. I like their games. I definitely like.
Yeah, I definitely like their games. I like the different companies, the different developers, companies that are under 2K Games. They make a very quality content, and it seems like their money is put in the right place with these guys.
Another good game was the L.A. Noire. Remember that?
Oh
one?
Yeah. Oh, of course, man. I beat the hell out of that game. I
Did
love
you?
it. Oh my goodness! And like with the new technology, with the face, the motion capture that they invented. Oh man, that game was legit.
Then what else they had the Grand Theft Autos. I remember I played the first two Grand Theft Autos, the top down joints.
Yeah, I never played those. Those are those PlayStation boys.
Your PlayStation 1, and then Grand Theft Auto 2 was actually available on Dreamcast. That's one of the games I had on
Oh,
Dreamcast.
damn.
Yeah, I played that. I'm looking through the thing, The Warriors. My brother swore by that game, The Warriors.
Oh, I played that on PS2. That shit's tight, dude.
Yeah.
That shit is tight. Oh my god.
Another one I forgot. I didn't realize was Manhunt. Remember Manhunt?
I remember Manhunt.
That was a lot. That was a big kerfuffle because you were killing people with plastic bags.
Yeah,
people out.
Yeah, that shit was controversial as fuck, dude.
Yep.
They also made the 2006 version of Prey. That was under.
That's right.
Yeah, so now it's under Bethesda. They are taking because they own 3D Realms now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, got it.
And so it's one of their games.
Got it. They also did it's another. I'm just looking through their list.
Yeah,
of games.
me too.
It's older stuff. I just saw it. Crap. I can't find it now. I lost it. But yeah, I mean, there's a ton of games, and some of them I didn't realize were theirs.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about.
Oh man, the Top Spin series, that tennis game.
I remember that's theirs too. I didn't realize. I used to play.
Me neither. I remember that.
Yeah, I played that a couple of times. In fact, has there been a tennis game out recently? There hasn't been, right?
I don't think so. I think their last one was Top Spin 4. This was in 2011. So I don't even know who's making tennis games these days.
Jade Empire. I remember Jade Empire. I had a friend that swore by that game. She tried to get me to play it. I was like, yeah, no, thank you. But the original Serious Sam, Sid Meier's Pirates. They have a lot of Sid Meier. Oh, Stronghold. I remember Stronghold. Oh, I played some Stronghold. It's a RTS.
I never played that one.
Yeah. Oh wow, they have a lot of games. I'm just looking through it, and they have quite a few. And then of course their sports games, like you said, the 2K series sports. They've done a lot.
They've done a lot. They have done a lot, and I can definitely say that now that I'm like looking down the list of a lot of the games that they made, that I'm a fan of Take-Two Interactive. I'm a fan of their franchises. They have a lot. They have
quite a few. They have quite a bit, and it's across all genres. From sports to strategy, action, adventure, all of the stuff. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah, with some underhanded shit. Freaking Manhunt. I remember the commercials for Manhunt. I was like, yo, this shit. Is this legal?
I had the first one, man. Just killing people with the plastic bags and shanking. Dude, it was brutal. It was brutal. Definitely brutal. I don't think at the time, because I think that was a PS1. Maybe
that was PS2.
Yeah, PS2 game, and I think at that time nobody was ready, because right now the brutality you see in the game, it's like, oh yeah, that's nothing. But back then, that was like, whoa, wait a minute.
You was like, yo, did he just put a plastic bag over that dude's head? Like, yo, hitting people with spike bats, like that shit. That shit was not the norm back in that day. Oh god.
Oh man, yeah.
But yeah,
pretty awesome.
But yeah, we can gush over Take-Two Interactive all day, because they do make some pretty cool games, and like not just within the realm of Rockstar.
Right, and
So
the
they have
thing
a lot
is,
of the games.
the thing is that their IPs are beloved by most people that, especially by the people that play them. Most of their IPs, especially their big ones, the Max Paynes, the GTA's, the Red Deads, the 2K series sports games. I mean, people have been asking for an NFL game for years.
Dude,
There's people that boycott Madden and refuse to buy Madden because they want to play 2K.
I mean, dude, I mean, the 2K series came out of the Dreamcast when Sega, because it was 2K Sports was a Sega subsidiary.
Yep.
So when Sega sold that off, and you know they kept going with the same moniker, the 2K series. You know, they had basketball, they had football, they had you know, the Top Spin series, they had tennis, they had baseball, they had hockey. You know, they had all of these games coming out, and like everybody loved them. I mean, shoot, I think one of the NBA 2K games, 2K2, was like the first one that you could play online. Like you could play that online on the Dreamcast.
On the Dreamcast, yeah. The football game too, with a 56K modem.
Oh my god!
I had both of them because I had a Dreamcast, and you couldn't get the EA games on the Dreamcast.
Nope.
And
because they said that they
wouldn't develop for it because they got burnt on the Saturn.
Yeah, so yeah, you know, Sega came up with their own sports franchises, and you know, just to see where that these franchises came from to, you know, where they are now. They're some of the most highly regarded sports games
ever
in gaming right now.
Right,
you know, 2K is highly regarded, and it snuffed out NBA Live. I don't think a lot of people that aren't in that realm of gaming don't understand the magnitude of like of a decision like that.
Because you think about it, NBA Live was from the 90s, where it was originally Lakers versus Celtics.
Wow, I didn't even know it spawned from that. No, I didn't know that.
NBA Live was on Sega Genesis, Lakers versus Celtics, and then it was Bulls versus Lakers, and then it was I think 95 was the first year was like NBA Live 95. That was the first year was NBA Live, and it's been NBA Live since. Because when it first came out, Lakers versus Celtics, it was only the playoff teams.
Okay,
it wasn't the entire NBA. I'm pretty sure NBA Live was the first
one
with the full NBA roster and teams, and it just went from there. So from the 90s all the way up until 2007 or 2008,
something like that.
Yeah, NBA Live was like the top dog. Yeah,
the basketball game.
And and next thing you know is no more. Just went.
It's not. It has. We haven't seen one in like 2-3 years.
Yeah, for a while.
Crazy.
Yep. But I definitely am a fan of Take-Two Interactive and their properties. I would like games I would like to see. I'm definitely Red Dead. I'm waiting for that pre-order to go live. That's definitely I'm 100% buy Red Dead.
Yeah,
I would like
definitely.
I would like to see another Max Payne. I'll give that a shot.
If you haven't played 3, you should play 3 first.
I actually played a little bit of 3. Okay. I didn't own it. I think it was somebody else's. I don't remember who, but I played a little bit of it.
Is it backwards compatible? If it is, I'll just let you have the disc, man. Take it, play it. It's good.
So I would like to see another Max Payne, Red Dead Redemption for sure. Grand Theft Auto. I don't know.
I don't think the world is ready for a new Grand Theft Auto right now. I mean, we're still on 5 after 6 years.
Yeah,
so I don't think the world is ready for another one yet.
Yeah, I don't know. Another BioShock would be nice. I would play that.
Yeah.
Mafia. I'm going to see the title screen and I will go through that game. I promise everybody. I will play the game because when I first saw the trailer, I was super excited just because of the protagonist and the setting. I was super excited, and I'm still excited. I just haven't played it. I will play it. I promise everybody. I will play that game.
Yeah, no, it's good. I have a couple of like minor gripes with it, but overall it's a good game. I just haven't touched it in a long time. But as far as me, new games, definitely Red Dead. You know, I'm anticipating that. I'm gonna definitely buy that. I want to see some Midnight Club. What's up with that? We haven't seen that in a long time.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not. I mean, we got from the Need for Speed. I'm a Forza guy. When I play my racing games, I have Forza Horizon. I'll get the Forza 7. That's my racing fix. I'm good there. I'm not talking down about Midnight Club. It's just not something I would be interested in at all.
Yeah. No, I feel you on that one. Oh shit, I'm looking at the list here. The Italian Job. That was another kind of like a mafia style game.
Was that based off of the movie?
No.
It wasn't.
Mm-mm. Oh yeah, no, yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
The Marky Mark movie.
Yeah.
Mark,
No,
who,
well, it was based off of the 1969 movie.
the original movie.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that shit was dope. I remember
Was it?
playing that one. Oh God, yes.
I never played it. I
Yes.
saw it. I just like a movie tie-in.
No, that thing was good, dude. I'm looking at the Metacritic scores right now. The PlayStation version has like a 73.
Oh,
That Joe, yo, I remember my cousin had it. He brought it over for one summer, and that game is grimy, son.
Is it really?
Yes, that shit is grimy. That's a good one. But yeah, these guys have plenty of franchises, and a lot of games that they're going to keep on making, for years to come. I don't see the Grand Theft franchise going anywhere. And man, I mean, for them to bring back some of these older ones, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, it would be good. It would be cool to bring back some of the older ones. I would like to see the Warriors again.
The Warriors was dope.
Even just a remake, a HD update or something, because that's
just like a re-release. Yeah, I played it on PlayStation 2. I don't know if it was multi-platform.
PSP, PlayStation 2, Xbox.
Okay, no, that shit's fun, man.
Yeah, I would like to see a HD update on that. I wouldn't mind seeing a Topspin game because I actually enjoy playing tennis.
Yo, Topspin was dope, man. Yeah. As soon as I saw it on the list, I was like, yo, that game was fun as hell.
Yeah, Topspin would be fun. Yeah.
But yeah. See, and I was trying to stop talking about it. We kept on talking about it. So yeah, let's go ahead and wrap this up. That was our long form discussion. If you have a topic that you would love for us to talk about for 20 to 30 minutes, leave a comment in the comment section. Hit us up on Twitter. Hit us up on Facebook. Let us know what you would like us to discuss. As always, hit us up on social media. I'm going to keep on harping on it. We want to engage with you guys. So we're going to go ahead and make sure that we reply to all of your comments. We always want to take everything into consideration, so definitely hit us up. So before we get up out of here, let's go ahead and just recap the stories in our final thoughts, which is we just give our little 2 cents on everything that we talked about today. Boogie, I'll let you go ahead and go first. What you got?
Okay, my final thoughts. The first story we started with is so long ago. Mm-hmm. The Trelegate, as I'm calling it. I just want to see what's going to happen down the road. I want to see if it's all about nothing, it's just something, standard business procedure, or is it going to be an issue where the Xbox One is significantly the better version, the One X, I should say. The Pokemon Go, I mean, you can't, from all of the numbers we read out, 65 million monthly active users, that's impressive, regardless of what anybody may say.
Right.
Game gifting, I'm definitely interested in that because I know some people that I'm going to gift some games that I want them to play.
Gift me Overwatch.
More like Destiny.
Oh, okay.
Nintendo news, Bayonetta coming. If it does come, like you said, I agree, it'll probably be a port, not anything new. Call of Duty not going to Nintendo Switch, surprise, surprise. And right. Splatoon 2, it looks cool. It may be something I'll try once I get my hands on the Switch. Then we got Overwatch. I'm excited for Doomfist. I'm going to get me in some Doomfist.
Oh, wow.
The problem with that is the first week or two he comes out,
everybody's going to be playing Doomfist.
Yeah, if you're not the first person in the lobby, you're not getting Doomfist.
Yeah.
And I'm also looking forward to the loot box upgrade because at least on the Xbox, like I said, I think I've reached like level 2. I'm like 2 something, and so I get a lot of duplicates. Yeah. And there's a lot of stuff. I mean, there's tons. I didn't realize it's a ton of stuff as far as skins and emotes that I don't have that I would like to have that's available that I don't get because I'm getting duplicates. So it'd be nice to get some of that stuff. The new Uppercut Games game, the new game from Uppercut Games,
City of Brass.
City of Brass. I'm interested. I want to see more of it. It's not something I'm going to run out to buy, but I'm interested because those guys they do a good narrative.
Yeah.
The Halo 5 on 4K, like I said, I'm about a third, maybe halfway through. I will finish it in 4K. And the backwards compatibility, I may go back because I do have the ODST, I will go back and probably finish that as well. Streaming your games on the TV directly, I think this is the this is the first of many. I wouldn't be surprised if Sony and LG and whoever else is out there, Vizio and all those guys, start striking up deals. I can imagine Sony, because they're bastards, just doing it on PlayStation, on Sony TV. I told you how bad Sony is. Sony, I brought the Ghostbusters movie, and you get
the newest one?
Yeah, because my daughter liked it, right?
Okay.
And it says you get the UHD digital copy, right? So, yes, I'm definitely buying the 4K version.
Okay.
When you open the box, you only get the USD digital copy if you own a Sony TV.
Wow.
So, yeah, Sony, fuck you. But yeah, that grinded my gears. But yeah, I mean, again, more options for gamers is always a good thing.
Right. As far as I'm concerned, definitely wouldn't buy like Bayonetta again. I have the original on Xbox 360, which is a good version. I don't have the PC version, and I have Bayonetta 2 on the Wii U, which includes another copy of Bayonetta 1. So this isn't something that's necessarily for me. While I would love a new entry in the series, I don't think it's going to happen. I think that this little tweet or image that we saw was just maybe a tease at a Switch port, which I'm not going to get.
Not interested, huh?
Yeah, not interested at all. And as far as Call of Duty not coming to Switch, that's nothing new. That's par for the course, man. That's just what they've been doing lately.
Yep.
Splatoon 2, like I said earlier, I plan on getting a Switch in time for the release if I can get my hands on one. I've been searching around a little bit, and everybody seems to be sold out at the moment. Hopefully by next week, I can get one, because I would definitely like to play Splatoon 2 on launch. I would like to do that. That would be fun. Doomfist. I feel like he's going to be a character that's going to wreck me if I get back on the game. So that's another thing. I have to find that damn disc, man.
You got to get on early and reacquaint yourself.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to have to do. I might go, if the summer sale is still in effect, I might see what's up on Xbox and just go ahead and purchase it. But as far as uppercut games, while I've never been a super huge fan of the BioShock series, I can say that those guys are masters at atmospheric, like, horror. And once this game gets a little further in development, it may be something to look at. Halo 5 in 4K. I don't have any 4K devices. My consoles aren't 4K. My TVs aren't 4K. So this is nothing. Yeah, it's a nothing story to me. As far as all the Halo games coming being backwards compatible, that's dope. Because I do have all of my discs for my 360 game. I have the entire franchise all on disc, and starting from Halo 2, all of them are like the steel cases, the special editions.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yep.
Yeah, and then what's always cool about backwards compatibility, all you have to do is pop your disc in.
Yep, just pop the disc in. You're good to go. And if it's on your if you already have the digital version,
it just shows up.
It just shows up, like, ready to play, ready to download, whatever. Yep. So that always a good thing. Sony, like, what's good? What's good, Sony? Same thing with streaming games to TV. I mean, that's what I have consoles and capture cards for. I'm good. I don't need all that. And go ahead.
No, there's a market for it for sure.
Yeah, of course. It's for the people that don't have all of the, like, tech and wires that I have, like, going across my entire house right now.
Yeah, or you got those people that just refuse to buy consoles because they have some kind of gripe or grudge against console play.
Yeah,
it's the inferior platform.
Yeah, you're gonna be playing on an inferior controller though. That fucking Steam controller is garbage. That thing is whack, dude. Anyway, so that's gonna be our show. We want to thank everybody for tuning in. Look out for season 2. We're gonna have an overhaul for the look and feel of the podcast coming very soon. We're going to implement some changes that we've been working on over on the back end. On YouTube, check us out, because I uploaded a first impressions video for the closed beta on Lawbreakers.
Yeah.
I did that, uploaded that, so check that out. Also, Boogie does the weekly gaming news 10 and 10, which gives you like a little snippet into what we will be discussing during the podcast. So definitely check those out. Those go up on Saturdays.
Yep. It's basically a preview. It's typically the same stories, sometimes more, sometimes less. And it's just a read through. And then you can come and join us on Sunday nights to get the full version.
Right. And speaking of that, our current schedule is Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when we go live on YouTube, on Facebook, Twitch, and on Mixer.
We do have a programming note because next week will be on Monday.
Yes, it'll be on Monday because I am going to be at Evo with Mount Lover and O. So that's just going to be dope. And I may have a video or something to post to the channel. We'll see. I might have something to share.
Cool.
But yeah, definitely hit us up on social media. We are on Twitter at AWGamingNS. We are also on Facebook. Look us up, A Weekly Gaming News Show, or you can use the call letters AWGNS. And if you're listening to us on your podcasting app, we definitely want to thank you. And Boogie, give them a little more information as to how they can listen to us.
So if you're watching live and you want to catch up with us, or if you got us off of YouTube, you're playing the video in the background, but you want to take us with you on the phone and use less of your battery, we are in the podcasting directory. We're on iTunes, we're on Google Play, we're on TuneIn Radio, and just look us up by A Weekly Gaming News Show or our call letters AWGNS. Again, go to iTunes, go to Google Play, rate us, comment. Leave us some feedback. We'll take it to heart. And always, please go to our social media, interact with us. If you give us a good question, weekly icebreaker, we will go over it. Or if you have a story you want to hear us talk about, let us know. I mean, we can add it, most likely quick hits, but we'll take a look at it.
Right, because like I said earlier, it's less about reporting the news and more about discussing the news. Right. We like to have a discussion about what's going on and give our opinions, and we would like for you guys to debate us online. That's what we're here for. So yeah, that's gonna be it. Thank you all again for another fantastic show. We appreciate you, and we will see you next week. Again, my name is Trenell.
I'm Todd,
and we are out of here.
Peace.